week, another TWAB. This week in Destiny 1-16 2025, we're going to be looking at the dungeon race details, Hersey abilities update, past is Prologue event, Festival of the Lost Armor winners, Games to Give 2025, Destiny 2 fashion feedback update, new emblem for Skorgan movie of the week entries. Sundred Doctrine Dungeon Race. Hersey is right around the corner, and with it comes the launch of a new dungeon on Friday, February 7th. Travel through Savathun's throne world to infiltrate Rolk's pyramid ship in the new dungeon, Sundred Doctrine. To celebrate the launch, we're issuing a challenge to top fire teams in the world with the Sundred Doctrine Dungeon Race. As we do with Vesper's host, the Sundred Doctrine will have contest mode enabled for the first 48 hours, providing the most difficult version of the dungeon race for any Brave Guardians who wants the ultimate challenge. Yeah, we'll just wait. This time around, rather than the podium race, we'll be looking at to crown the single team that rises to the top and the finishers first. With that, we're leveling up the reward, creating something memorable to unique honor to incredible accomplishments of the winning team. Why for this race? Each winning team will receive the first ever dungeon race trophy. We'll get a glimpse at the new prize as we get closer to the dungeon launch, so stay tuned. Yay, no more belts. Not joking. Now let's take a look at some of the finer details of the Doctrine Dungeon Race. Contest mode will be enabled for 48 hours. You will need to be at least 1995 power level, capped through all encounters. Entry requirements: assemble a fire team of 3 players to start the Sundred Doctor Dungeon, the contest mode from Planet System Map. All fire team members must own the Final Shape Dungeon key and acquire the Drowning Labyrinth quest to enter the dungeon. Completion criteria: once the final encounter is complete, the fire team must loot the final chest or their finish may not be recorded. A team's official finish will be recorded when they loot the final chest. At least one member of the fire team must have completed and received loot for every encounter, and it must be the first time completing an activity for all members of the fire team. So yeah, guys, that is your dungeon race for the Sundred Doctrine. Contest mode details for 48 hours. You guys can look at that. I'm sure there'll be like an emblem that you guys can get and stuff. Look at contest mode. Also comes with some extra perks reward for your hard work and excellence. Fire teams that manage to conquer the Sundred Doctrine in contest mode will earn a special emblem and guaranteed dungeon exotic weapon drop. If contest mode isn't your thing, you won't have to wait too long to have more ways to play. Normal mode will be enabled as soon as the first fire team completes the dungeon. Nice. Yeah, so that's not long. Hopefully somebody will beat it quick. Looking to follow the best in the go head-to-head champion Sundred Doctrine race, you guys got to go check out CB Gray. That guy's got it on lock. Developer interviews, behind the scenes, dungeon talk, and more. Twitch. The Zone team will be streaming from 7 a.m. PT pre-show countdown before following the action live from 9 a.m. PT until one team emerges victorious. Viewers can obtain the Trigonic Amber emblem by tuning into the stream. So you guys want to tune into either Evan F 1997, CB Gray, or CB Gray, guys. So yeah, on Twitch you want to really tune into Evan F 1997 and check this out. Viewers can also obtain the Trigonic Amber emblem by tuning into the stream. We'll share more details in an upcoming update around how to claim it. So yeah, there's the new emblem, guys. There's going to be more details on it. You're going to have to probably like watch the stream or something. Maybe Evan F. Or maybe it could be anyone. I'm not sure. But so far, I would go watch the guy Evan F. Howdy, y'all. Abilities team here. We have the mountain of new abilities content for episode Hersey. Today we're going to look at the 3 additions coming to the board. New arc verb, bolt charge. 3 new aspects added, Hersey ability balance pass. Let's start with the new key, arc keyword, bolt charge, which is featured in some new arc weapons, arc aspects. We had some time to sit with the arc subclasses for some time now, and we wanted to address the systemic need that we had to reduce the number of buffs in the damage type versus others. We want to use the space to add something that brought arc a powerful tool which we felt was missing. However, Bolt Charge is a little different mechanically than previous ones. Bolt Charge is a positive stacking buff that will build upon yourself over time. Once you reach max charge, your next ability attack will unleash a devastating bolt of arc lightning. While you have one or more stacks from any source of aspects, fragments, weapons, perks, etc., dealing damage with any weapon increases your Bolt Charge stack count. Each time a stack is gained, you gain a chunk of melee energy. At 10 stacks, your Bolt Charge is ready, and any ability damage, arc or otherwise, summons a powerful arc bolt, dealing roughly the same amount of damage as a solar ignition with a smaller area of effect, different from the ignition though. Bolt Charge is tuned to have more consistent and predictable uptime. Similar to the Frost Armor of Stasis with the release of the final shape, we have woven Bolt Charge into Arc and Prismatic suits to allow those subclasses to access the new keyword. The new Arc aspects for Striker, Titan, Stormcaller, Warlock also feature Bolt Charge. Please refer to the Balance Pass section below for full details. We are designing playing with Bolt Charge. The loop of gaining Bolt Charge stack, building up through a combat, and then receiving a big payoff ties deeply into the fantasy of Arc Momentum's base gameplay, as well as being deeply tied with the Arc ecosystem, which we opened in new build crafting options consistent with the other damage types. We can't wait to see the new builds and combos players cook up with Bolt Charge, and as always, we will be monitoring feedback and will adjust accordingly. Okay, let's move to the new subclass aspects. On the Prowl. Alright, Night Stalkers, you're first. On the Prowl is a new void aspect for the hunters that embodies the fantasy of hunting down prey and being rewarded for the kill. On the Prowl, entering invisibility marks a nearby enemy as a priority target for you and your team. Note, this does not enable players to see marked targets through walls in the Crucible. Defeating priority targets creates a weakened cloud of smoke that makes you and allies invisible when passing through it. Dang, that's OP. When priority targets are defeated, you and nearby allies gain increased weapon reload speed and stability for a short time and are granted melee and class ability energy. So we can check it out right here. You can see that it's going to target one of the enemies. The teammates go through it, and you can go through it, and it's going to make you invisible, and it's like a chain reaction. It's going to keep targeting enemies. Chain reaction, boom. That looks nasty. The Night Stalker has many ways to go invisible to kick off the Prowl, including Vanishing Step, Stylish Executioner, Spectral Blades, Rat King. Pick your favorite. When it happens, a nearby non-boss target will be highlighted for you and your fire team. Once highlighted, the target has been defeated by anyone in your fire team. It'll grant the Stack of Successful Hunt, a buff that grants weapon reload speed, stability bonuses, along with a small chunk of melee grenade. Class ability energy. Successful Hunt can also stack up to 3 times. Also, when highlighted targets are defeated, a weakening cloud of smoke and created that will make you and your ally pass through invisible, thus meeting the condition of activating on the Prowl again. What we envisioned for the aspect was to embody it means to be a void hunter. To us, it's important to reflect the fantasy of bounty hunter. On the Prowl works well with the entire Night Stalker kit, allows your allies to have fun for a short time. Even warlocks and titans can feel it's like to be a bounty hunter. Wait, didn't we ship a bounty hunter gun too? Curious. All right. Storm's Keep. Strikers, you're up. Storm's Keep is a new class ability focus aspect for Arc Titans that utilizes Bolt Charge to the fullest potential. Storm's Keep. Cast your ability to grant a moderate number of Bolt Charge stacks to you and your nearby allies. While behind a barricade, you and your allies gain stacks on Bolt Charge over time, and any weapon damage will discharge max stacks of Bolt Charge. So let's see. He's going to pop a shield, right? He's going to get some Bolt Charge times 5, and you just stay behind it. And now you have the full charge. Boom. Use an arc weapon, and it'll send down the lightning on him. All right, pretty good, pretty good. We don't really need to read that. All right, we got the next one. Ionic Sentry. We're just coming out and saying everyone loves buddies, and Arcsoul was begging us for a sibling to behold. We found one in Ionic Sentry, our new arc aspect for Stormcaller Warlocks. Ionic Sentry. Defeat targets with arc abilities or weapons to charge up Ionic Sentry. Activate Grenade to deploy to deploy a powerful arc turret, which blinds on impact and sends out bolts of lightning that chain nearby, grants stacks of bolt charge. Yeah, the bolt charge stuff is going to be OP with all the classes, it looks like. So it goes like that. Makes a little turret, a little orb that shoots at people, and it's going to do also the bolt charge thing, which is nice. Pretty cool. My video's popping up. Let's go. Stormcallers are mastering the channeling of arc energy, reshaping and redeploying cause mayhem on the battlefield. Ionic Sentries Stormcallers have harnessed. Yeah. We already know. Build crafting paths for Stormcaller, blah, blah, blah. Hersey balance changes. Okay, here's some balance changes, guys. This is a big twab. With the big ticket items out of the way, let's take a look at upcoming changes, tried and true abilities in the sandbox. Our primary focus for release is arc abilities, but there are several non-arc changes as well. Arc Strider, let's go. Tempest Strike. New additional effect added. Wait, it gets Tempest Strike too now? Killing any jolted targets grants a stack of bolt charge. Nice. Increased damage against PvE enemies by 57%. Disorienting blow. Now grants a moderate amount of bolt charge stacks when dealing damage with disorienting blow. I think I used disorienting blow. Disorienting blow now deals significant damage to an area around the target instead of just a single target damage. Yo, disorienting blow is about to be crazy now. Yeah, Bungie said, we're going to make you more OP. Increase blind AoE from 6 meters to 9.6 meters. Let's go. Arc Staff. Reflecting attack will now grant bolts of charge. Nice. Ascension. Increase fragment slots to 3 on arc. Nice. Ascension was already granted 3 fragment slots on prismatic. Yo, we're getting 3 slots now. Let's go, dude. We're really getting a buff for the arc strider subclass. Activating Ascension will now activate the effects from the following abilities: Gambler's Dodge, Marksman's Dodge, Empowering Dodge, or Threaded Spectre. We do not plan to make Ascension activate every Hunter subclass perk, but we may add more interactions in the future. Yeah, they want Ascension to be OP. I had a brain fart for a second. And Snarling Slam. Activating a Snarling Slam will now activate this is Threadrunner. Effects from the following: Gambler's Dodge, blah blah blah, Threaded Spectre. Now don't plan to make a Snarling Slam to activate every perk, but we may add more interactions in the future. Threaded Spectre increased the clone's PvE damage resistance from 40 to 70%. Yeah, they're getting buffed in PvE a little bit, so that's nice. All Titan subclasses Barricade. Increased damage resistance versus combatant splash damage attacks when standing behind Barricade from 60 to 80%. Taunt strength and range no longer fall off over time. Striker. Juggernaut. While Juggernaut shield is active, players now have splash damage resistance. 60% damage resistance in PvE, 10% in PvP. While the Juggernaut shield is active, players now have 10% damage resistance in PvE combatants. When Juggernaut shield blocks damage, players are granted a stack of bolt charge. Ballistic Slam. Sprint time requirement before activation significantly reduced. Damage now scales based on the distance traveled. Damage versus PvE combatants increased by 30%. Each enemy damage Ballistic Slam grants the stack of bolt charge up to the max of 10 stacks if you manage to hit 10 targets with a single activation. All right, we got Sentinel. Unbreakable. Increased rate of unbreakable offensive throw charges up to blocking damage. Increased max damage dealt with offensive throw by 20%. Yo, let's go. Sentinel getting a big buff. Indeed, it needs. Increased health pool of the shield to make it less likely to break when under heavy fire. Increase the void over shield charge rate while holding the shield. Throw now costs half a grenade energy charge instead of the full charge. Nice. Sentinel shield is equipped. Orb of power creation cooldown is increased from 1 second to 4.5 seconds. Unbreakable is significant buff. Strong. Unbreakable has received a significant buff. We want it to be strong, but we will be monitoring closely. Word of Dawn. Word of Dawn now does a weakened pulse when the ward is created. That's crazy. Sunbreaker. Concentration. I don't know how to say that. Reduce Scorch Wave Slam from damage in PvE by 55%. Rip. Yeah, that was too broken. Warlock. Stormcaller. Storm Trance. Increased non-champion PvE damage 20%. Chaos Reach. Increased non-champion PvE damage 15%. Lightning Surge. Remove amplified on cast. Now grants a stack of bolt charge for each hit with Lightning Surge. Increased damage versus PvE combatants by 30%. Voidwalker. Handheld Supernova. Chaos Accelerants. Magnetic Grenade variant. Increased total projectile count from 5 to 9. Increase the width of Cone's blast by roughly 2 meters. Increase the height of the Cone's blast by 1 meter. Reduce the projectile damage in PvP from 20 to 15 to account for the additional projectiles. Adding 4 projectiles is potentially substantial damage increase, but due to the increased size of the Cone blast, all projectiles won't land on a single smaller target. This means PvP potency should remain similar, but in PvE, it becomes much more reliable for add clear tool. Nice. All classes, Solar, Radiant, damage bonus reduced from 25% to 20% in PvE. Will of Radiance damage bonus remains unchanged. Stasis, Frost Armor. Increase DR per stack from 4.5 to 6.25%. Max Dex DR goes from 36% to 50%. This changes PvE only. PvE remains the same, unchanged. Arc. Amplified. While amplified PvE commands are now less accurate against you. What? That's OP. Okay. This is similar to how the Manticore's exotic effect works while in the air. While amplified, players now have 15% damage resistance against PvE commands. Let's go. Spark of Discharge added an effect. Picking up an ionic trace grants a stack of bolt charge. Spark of Momentum. Add an effect. Sliding over an ammo brick now grants a stack of bolt charge. Wow. Remove the bespoke melee energy bonus from sliding over ammo bricks since each stack of the bolt charge comes with bonus melee energy. Reduce the amount time you need to sliding to activate the Spark of Momentum. This should make it so if you start your slide on top of an ammo brick, Spark of Momentum will activate instead of previously needing to slide into a brick after roughly 0.75 seconds. Spark of Frequency added an effect while amplified. Gain a bonus bolt charge from all addition to the previous effect. Spark of Volts added finishers grant a bolt charge, of course. Spark of Ions targets defeated grant a bolt charge will also make an ionic trace in addition to the previous effect. Prismatic. This is a long twab, guys. Facet of Hope can now be activated by bolt charge. Facet of Purpose now grants a stack of bolt charge on or pickup when Arc Super is equipped instead of granting amplified. Facet of Sacrifice can now be activated by bolt charge. Modifiers Brawn, turning healing sources, better health economy when modifier is active. The past is Prologue starts next week. Okay, we got a new event coming, guys. As we enjoy the final weeks of Revenant, we have one final celebration. It's Prologue of Sorts, leading into Hersey, where we get a chance to see what life in the universe is like when there aren't any gods around us to slay. This is a time to spend a quiet moments with Eris and Drifter, remembering how far we've come and answering the old age question, can pineapples bloom from the battlefield? If you've played Riven's Wishes last year, the flow of the event will feel similar. Starting on January 21st, you can visit the Drifter to pick up the quest that will have rewards to special currency called Bento tokens. These tokens can be exchanged for some, if we do say so ourselves, pretty snazzy rewards over at Eris. Throughout the event, we will have to choose and earn a total of 8 Bento tokens to spend wisely to make them count. Let's check them out, what you'll be spending them on. Senate Alloy, Senate Shards, Exotic Ciphers, Mementos, Vanguard Memento, Iron Banner Mementos, Downing Mementos, Weapons Armor. Chatter White Shader. To make it even sweeter, once we turn the 5 bento tokens, you'll gain access to previous Pale as the Moon. That's right, Chatter White is coming back as a reward for participating in the event. Let's go. The past Prologue event will be around 2 weeks. So don't waste your time. Make sure you spend your bento tokens before the start of Hersey. So these are the ones that won, guys, for the Festival of the Lost. So, and the runners up will be available the following year. So that's nice. We got Jason for the Titan, Spectre for the Hunter. Yes, the Warlock is getting the Slender Man. Let's go. In addition to the runner up this year, the runner up wizard designs from last year vote during Hersey. Keep an eye out for their availability. So yeah, guys, let's go. Games to give. They're getting a cartoon shell shade shader, kind of like Borderlands looking for games to give. Some new emblems and stuff, guys, coming with like hearts and stuff, of course. Dramatic music. Kel's Fall, Our Lady's 10 of Giving, story beats, conclusion to the Revenant storyline, blah, blah, blah. Here are some favorites from last week. Freebird, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's some issues, guys. Slayer Fang self-damage, they're going to fix that. If you guys need to know, you guys can stop it if you need to. I don't know too much about it. We've conversation about Slayer Fang's ability to self-damage to apply weaken to yourself if you're not hit by ricocheting projectiles. Note, the weaken is only applied while Night Sworn sight is active. While the self-damage always happens, this is intentional for both gameplay and narrative reasons. Once to give a bit of insight into our thought process. A lot of ricochet projectiles or explosives do self-damage. Sleeper Simulant can even kill the user. And it's an important balancing measure. If you are taking a cheeky short shot around a corner or just firing a hip, this provides a balance to ensure high risk, high reward usage. I see. Known issues, guys. These are a lot of stuff they need to fix with the stuff. We got Artist of the Week, guys. Aramis being OP. Movie of the Week. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's everything for this week. But we're just getting warmed up for Hersey. We've got some more major previews on the horizon for weapons and armor, as well as a look for the upcoming Trials and Osiris revamp. In the meantime, enjoy the past Prologue event as we wind down the Revenant. There are some pretty sweet rewards to be had. You've got some few days to plan out exactly how to spend your bento tokens. It's a great chance to fill up any gaps in your inventory or arsenal as we head into Hersey, Destiny 2 community team. So yeah, that is it, guys, for this week's TWAB. Pretty long one. They basically talked about the dungeon race details, Hersey ability updates, and past and prologue event. That is your main 3 points. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.